back. A soft knock came at the kitchen door, and when Mrs. O'Brien opened it, there on the back porch were her best tenant, Mr. Ramirez, and 2 police officers, one on each side of them. Mr. Ramirez just stood there, walled in, and smoked.
"Why, Mr. Ramirez,"
said Mrs. O'Brien. Mr. Ramirez was overcome. He did not seem to have words to explain. He had arrived at Mrs. O'Brien's rooming house more than 2 years earlier, and had lived there ever since. He had come by bus from Mexico City to San Diego, and had gone up to Los Angeles.
"What happened, Mr. Ramirez?" asked Mrs. O'Brien. "I've been here 30 months, and said Mr. Ramirez quietly, looking at Mrs. O'Brien's plump hands. "That's 6 months too long," said one policeman. "He only had a temporary visa. We've just got around to looking for him."
"So here I am," said Mr. Ramirez now. "To tell you I must give up my room, Mrs. O'Brien. I come here to get my baggage, clothes, and go with these men."
"Not Mexico?"
"Yes, to Lagos. That is a little town north of Mexico City."
"You've been a good tenant,"
said Mrs. O'Brien.
"I'm sure sorry, Mr. Ramirez," she said. "I don't want to go back, Miss O'Brien," he said weakly. "I like it here. I want to stay here. I've worked. I look alright, don't I? And I don't want to go back."
"Mrs. O'Brien!" he cried out suddenly. He reached out his hand and shook her hand fervently, shaking it, wringing it, holding to it. "Mrs. O'Brien, I see you never! I see you never!"
"I just realized," said Mrs. O'Brien.
She put her hand to her face.
I'll never see Mr. Ramirez again."